Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back again. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different, no makeup. Today I'm going to be talking about fragrances. So I've had quite a few people asking me if I would do a video about fragrances because there's not as much information on the internet on YouTube about fragrances as there is about makeup, and I do know quite a lot about them. So today I'm going to share with you my top 5 favourite fragrances, what ingredients they contain. Okay, so first up, I want to tell you that there's 2 types of fragrances. Well, there's more than 2, but the 2 most common types of fragrances that you can have are eau de parfums and eau de toilettes. So an eau de toilette is something that's lighter and lasts less long. And an eau de parfum is something that's stronger and is going to stay on the skin better and be more noticeable. So the general rule is an eau de toilette will last on your skin for about 6 hours and eau de parfum will last for about 12. With different brands, they'll use different ingredients. Some eau de toilettes will be stronger, some weaker. It will differ between different brands, but your parfum will always be your strongest option. So that's the first lesson you need to know when you're choosing a fragrance. Secondly, fragrances are classed into families. There's formal names for all of them, but basically the main gist is there's stuff that is more floral, stuff that's more sweet, spicy, oriental, woody, more green fragrances, which are quite fresh. So there's quite a few different groups of fragrances. Depends what kind of smells you like. You might take yourself by surprise because I always think of myself as a person who would love something sweet, but most of the fragrances that I have are actually very like woody and fresh, like they're quite different to what I would consider myself to like. So it's about smelling them, seeing what you like. Ingredients might not mean a whole lot to some people, but good to know. Okay, so let's get started. We'll count down my top 5. So coming in at 5th place for me is Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb. So this one here is an eau de parfum. The brother fragrance to this one, which is for men, is Spice Bomb. It's beautiful. I bought it for my boyfriend. It's my absolute favorite men's fragrance. So the main ingredients in this one are bergamot, tea, jasmine, and patchouli. So the best person to own this fragrance is someone who loves like a cult fragrance, someone who loves a classic, something that's really popular, will never go out of fashion. This one's been around since 2005 and it's still really successful. So it's over 10 years now. So this one is lovely. It's more floral, but it does have something a little bit deeper to it, something like a little bit more spicy to it. Okay, in 4th place is Miu Miu. So this is their first fragrance. They released last Christmas. I got it for Christmas last year. I do love it. I think it's beautiful. It's listed and considered as something more spicy, and it does definitely have those notes in it, but I find on myself it's quite sweet and light, so I really like it. It's actually made by the lady who makes all the fragrances for Prada. So there's some knowledge, some trivia. Not that anyone would ever ask you that, but now you know. And the main ingredients in this one is Lily of the Valley is the main ingredient. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you'll know all about that ingredient. But in this case, don't worry, it's not harmful. There is also, oh, spoiler alert by the way, because just, yeah. There's also patchouli, peppery notes, and more woody notes as well. Even though I consider this one more sweet, it's technically listed as a spicier fragrance, so it depends on your skin and how it develops on your skin. But someone who enjoys something a bit more spicy, a bit richer, a bit heavier, would enjoy this. And it's an eau de parfum strength, so yeah. 3rd place for me is Marc Jacobs Cucumber. So this one came out just this year. It's a limited edition fragrance. It's an eau de toilette. He did a few different ones in the range, but this was my favorite. It's beautiful. I love it. I wish it was an ongoing fragrance, but it's not. Sad. Anyway, so get your hands in it if it's still around. I think they're selling them still on the internet maybe, but I got one of the last ones in store. So highly recommend. It's not expensive at all. This is probably my least expensive fragrance I own. I think it cost about 60 or 70 for 100 mils, which is really reasonable. And for this one, the main note is obviously cucumber, duh. And then the other notes that it has is lotus leaf and bamboo. So this one is very fresh, light. The kind of person that would like this is someone who probably collects fragrances, who's aware of different fragrances. If someone had never bought a Marc Jacobs fragrance before, you probably wouldn't go for this because it's something a bit more specific and unusual. It's a limited edition, so something different, but I think it's quite sweet but fresh, so it's really nice and light. I like this one. Coming in at second place is Chanel Chance Eau Fresh. So I've been wearing this one since I was 15. It was my first Chanel purchase and I absolutely love it. It's really beautiful. It's an eau de toilette. And the main notes in this one are citron, jasmine and teakwood. This one is good for young girls because I've been wearing it for over 6 years now, since I was very young, even though you say maybe I'm still young. And it's really nice for anyone who doesn't want anything too strong because it is really nice and light and fresh, as the name suggests. Coming in at first place is Roberto Cavalli Paradiso. So this one I got for my birthday, I think 2 years ago, and just by chance my mum was just strolling through the shops. Someone handed it to her and I smelt it and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. So this one here is an eau de parfum. Its main ingredients are bergamot, mandarin, jasmine, and this would be good for someone who wants to try something a little bit different. It is quite different. I don't know, I find everything goes quite sweet on me, but this one is quite different to the rest. It's very like warm and I don't know, just makes you feel warm, like summery. It's really nice, really like smooth. It's different. It's not fresh or light or anything. It's something a bit deeper, a bit like, I don't know, it's got something to it. So this is my favorite. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about my top 5 favorite fragrances. If you have any questions, just hit me up. I always have loved fragrances. I remember when I was little, I went out in the garden and I picked like all the flowers that I could find. I put them in this big bottle, like a little witch, and I mixed it up with my spoon and I added in olive oil and then I put it in a bottle and I gave it to my mum and I made her wear it. And can you imagine how bad that would have smelt? But hey, I've always had a bit of a thing for fragrances, so I hope you found this educational because that was my intention. Thanks so much for watching. You can give me a thumbs up if you want to see more like this, or even if you don't want to see it, just give it a thumbs up because you're already here. And subscribe, please, and also follow me on Instagram. That would be very nice if you could do that. So, love you. Bye.